Hello, it's Leigh White here, joining you this afternoon for our weekly Thursday afternoon live Q&A, where you get to have your personal individual questions answered. Lots of people have been sending me questions each week, which is fantastic because I love to hear what it is that you are up against or baffled by or struggling with at this point in time. And today we're going to be talking about what it is that really ignites your success. So success for you might be anything around the type of habits you're creating or how you share your gifts in this world. So something maybe around your work, your career, or your business, or something that you haven't clearly defined yet, but it involves you sharing your gifts with the world. So maybe it's around teaching or writing a book or something like that. There's so much of that going on in this modern world where, particularly since COVID, kind of what I'm saying is, if you're not doing this and utilizing the internet for sharing your gifts, then that's a shame, is all I've got to say for you. So I just want to check that this stream is getting out there, and always give it, a couple of minutes for us to know that you're able to actually see me and hear me. So if you're joining me live, make sure that you let me know what city you're coming in from or what it's like, what the weather's like, because you can see, or maybe you can't, I don't know, in a absolutely summery clothing. It's very warm today where I am. And I'm just checking that you can see this live video happening on the page. And so far, I cannot be sure of that. So it's always a bit of a dilemma, making sure that you can see me. So I think that we are ready to go. So just wanted to grab a few moments with you this afternoon, because what I see amongst the incredible people that I get to work with is that they know they have some kind of higher calling or calling within them, where they might keep having their thoughts returning to a particular activity they love to do, or a teaching they love to share, or a way they like to be in the world. This thing keeps coming up in their mind year on year on year. And as the years go by, they're noticing that they are blocked about how to take that to the world. And what does this mean? And how do I know if I'm getting it right? Is one of the big questions there. And I want to share with you one of the areas of intuitive guidance that came through for me very recently, which is around how action really is the ignition for that divinity within you, that really purposeful way of being that leads to you being much more fulfilled, where you're going in the direction and really leaning into that passion of yours that makes the world a better place, that has value in the marketplace and impacts other people's lives. So when you're in a bit of a spiral where these thoughts are continuing to come up and you're continually pulled in that direction, or people ask you to do it, it's interesting to delve into what is getting in the way, because you taking action from where you are today is going to really ignite your success. So tell me what you think about that. If you're watching the replay, let me know what you think about that idea of taking action now. Because just today, I was out doing my morning walk by the water, which I love to do. Do you love doing that yourself? Getting outdoors first thing in the morning. And I bumped into a client of mine who I've known for many years. And she said, I've got to come and see you before Christmas. I've got to, tick that off the list. And why she feels so impassioned about the work is because it's opened up her trust in taking action and everything that she needs aligning to support her on that journey. It's like that saying, leap and the net will appear. It's so true, because when you stay in a place of not believing that things are going to work out for you, what you are doing is aligning with fear. And that fear might be that you're going to be judged, which you will. And the fear might be that that judgment, that not experiencing that is more important to you than doing your thing. And that's where it's not helping you. It's just holding you back. It's just delaying something you're inevitably pulled towards doing. And there's many other reasons why people delay. They may truly have a standard of how they want things done, even if it's launching a website or something. I think we talked about that last week, about launching websites. And I want to assure you that the gift we have in the world today is that almost everything can be changed. Things aren't, it's not like, if you were a person that had this higher calling and it was to build, or not a pyramid, because I don't even know if humans built those, or something like a big stone church. Now, you really do not want to get that wrong, because that's really hard to change. But when you are launching a business, your branding, your key message, your target audience, your anything can be changed. Even if you write a book and you publish 5,000 units to begin with or something like that, you can just change anything that you want to change so easily that that fear around getting it right first time isn't really relevant. And I'm bringing that up because you think about anybody who's starting out. I can tell you there's a really big difference between the first healing session I did with someone that was obviously not a paying client in my training. That first healing session I did, a very nervous, self-conscious Leigh, and what those sessions would look like today. There's a really big difference. And that's what it's like when you are learning to ride a scooter as a child. The beginning is messy. And it's because when you start out at whatever your purposeful thing is that you do, when you're doing that, like it's really, you're using rough tools. They are blunt instruments that you are trying to create something beautiful with. So think about that for a moment. When you started out in whatever your profession or your calling is, could be the leader of the family, could be the leader of the community, whatever it is, think about what it was like when you first started out. And I'll just check that our technology is all good. And when you think back to how rough your tools were in the beginning, you may not have even really had a great toolkit. You might have been missing quite a few important bits. And that's what develops over time. And you know how you discover that you're missing some of the key tools is because you're trying to do the thing and you realize you are missing that important tool. You know there's another level. So that's how this thing of sharpening your tool unfolds for you. So the rough instrument, as you use it, it becomes sharper. It takes a shape. Your resistance in using it and pushing it against something and it really taking form in a direction that you're pursuing sharpens the tool and creates better work. And you can literally say, what I've been doing in my practice or in my business or in my work is XYZ, and I know what works. And it's how your expertise begins to take form and how the beliefs that you hold take form about when things are ready, what you would call ready. This is a big one. I'm going to talk about this one more. I don't think I'm doing a live next week. I think the week after, so we'll be in December, OMG, December 2020. I'll be talking about that thing of sharing things with the world and feeling like it's ready and ready to click go, what goes on with that. So when you're sharpening your tools, you're taking the rough instruments and through using them and taking action, they begin to take form and shape and create the thing that you are so passionate about. You don't have the rough results anymore. They take much better form. And over time, the results become better and better and better, and the instruments are more finessed. So these instruments can be your words, can be what does come out of your pen, or other actual tools in a more practical sense. And for some they are cameras, for some they are other types of instruments. And it's so important that you realize that every day you're holding back and you're putting things off. You're really getting in the way of having that fire encouraging you to move forward. So a harsher way of putting that is that those flames under your feet that really motivate you to get going. You're getting in the way of that happening, that ignition of the purpose, because as you become more purposeful, what happens is you are aligned with a vision that's much bigger than you, and you'll worry about what people might think of you doing your thing. And if you were to change jobs, or if you were to end a relationship that had been very out of alignment for you, whether it's a friendship or something in a family, or romantic relationship, whatever it is that is falling away, you hesitating in going down that road of allowing that completion to happen is really blocking you from being in more alignment with who you're truly meant to be. Because we all carry the gifts of our ancestral lines of parents and grandparents and people we will never know anything about way back. Some of them are passing on things that we kind of learn through and grow through. So they're areas we might be hesitant about that we've inherited. And other ones are absolute gifts. So it's important to be very aware that you do have this greater aspect of you that is waiting to be shared with the world. And by you being on the journey of sharing it, you're becoming a different type of person as you move through those fears, as you sharpen those tools. You get better and better, because think about it. Masters of their trade, they don't have blunt tools, right? They're not waiting for the right moment. They are not hoping that someone's going to invite them to do the thing. They're just doing it because they wouldn't be doing it, they'd rather not be, they wouldn't rather do anything else. It's the thing they want to be doing with their time. Getting a bit tongue-tied. And that thing around the refinement of the master's tools is that you know that those 10,000 hours that they've done, or whatever it is, it could be 100 hours, for somebody that's just starting out, but getting that first 100 hours up is so important for you to really be giving some air to that song of your soul that really wants to be shared with the world, and not shut down, held down, and concerned about what somebody might think about it, or whether it's worthwhile, or whether anybody is going to see value in the thing that you want to be sharing. There is only one way to find out, and to tweak it and to keep going. So I hope you found this very inspiring today around whether or not you're ready to step out of your own way and really step into that action that will ignite that purpose within you. It is there, it's ready, it's just waiting for you to commit and go. So I hope that this is helpful for you. I would love to hear any questions you have in the comments below, and make sure that you take the opportunity to connect here each week, because I see you. I see each of you who see this video, and I really appreciate you having you here in this community, and sharing your light with us is what makes everything so worthwhile. I see you and appreciate you, and thank you for being here each week, either in the replay or live. So have a great afternoon, and bye for now.